Hey there everyone, this is Tutorial Joe back with another QLab Quik Pro Tip. Today's tip is about group queues. This is about keeping your workspace tidy, organized, and maintaining a lot of flexibility in your queues. So if you look, here's from a recent show I've done, you'll see that every single queue is a group queue. Alright, so I've opened up all of the group queues here by hitting shift and greater than, and if I hit shift and less than, it collapses them all. So that's a good thing for you all to know. And you'll see the vast majority of them actually have more than one thing going on inside of them. Some of them have multiple group queues. But even sometimes you'll see that there's only one in there. And you might say, well, why would you use a group queue if you only have one queue inside of it? Well, that's because I think of these group queues not only as a functional way of playing multiple queues at once, but I think of the group queue as kind of an alias. Now, the word alias that I'm using here isn't found in QLab. It's not, something that Figure 53 uses. That's my own nomenclature that I've borrowed from other programs, where an alias is kind of like the shell of the queue. This is where the flexibility comes in, because using a group queue as an alias, this, 9F, for example, will always be queue 9F house to half, regardless of what's inside. I could take that out, and this queue is still here. I can add, subtract, whatever. Now I'm going to show you another workspace that I did a few years ago before I started organizing things this way. So you see Satan in there. This is from the Inferno. Now I used a lot of group queues basically because I had a lot of stuff grouped together, but you see that I have a lot of just audio cues on their own. Say I wanted to add something to like this 305, what I would then have to do is drag in another group queue, drag this in there, let's say I wanted to put these two together, drag that in there. Now I need to delete that and then rename this 305. And then I need to rename this. It would just be so much simpler if I, from the beginning, had this as a group queue and I could just add or subtract different things in there. So in the other one I had, you saw all the squares were green, which means the mode is start all children simultaneously. You see how it changes there. But I have all these in the default, and I just didn't understand. And look at this. So bubbling poop. So this is one of the circles of hell where they're in bubbling poop, if you will. And you see over here, I have them all starting at the same time, where like a smart programmer would have just said start all children simultaneously. I don't know. I just didn't understand at the time. You're going to find also that this is going to become your default after a while. Start all children simultaneously. The start first child and enter in a group. Actually, I don't use it that much. I usually use start all children simultaneously, and I use pre-waits to kind of stagger things if need be. So what you'll want to do at the very beginning, if you have a new workspace, you'll go into settings, you'll go to your group queues, and just make the default start all children simultaneously. And then I believe Command 0, and you know that you're going to need 20 different queues. You just go in there, put them all in, and then you can name them whatever they're supposed to be. Pre-show, fade, pre-show, etc., etc. I don't have any actual sounds or anything in here, but now I have it organized. I'm ready to go. So then I can go and I can drag in other things. I can drag in my audio cues and whatever. Pre-show is one where that's always going to be start first child and enter in a group, so you can auto follow them. So this has been Tutorial Joe, QLab Quik Tip, telling you to use group queues for everything. Just start busting them out and make your default start all children simultaneously, and I think that you'll find that this really improves your organization and your flexibility with programming QLab. Thanks very much. Give me a like if this helped you out, and stay tuned for more QLab Quik Tips.